Hello everyone, Janet Rangi, as you can see today, okay, A to Z, from beginning to end. All you need to know to apply for Canadian permanent residency. If you're one of those people who has asked me, Janet, how do I go to Canada? I don't have money. I need you to help me. How about I come here, do the videos, then you go and do self-help. Okay, I think that is fair enough. Okay, yeah, so please, you can watch first round, then second round you can come take notes, then you can start doing your own intense research, and don't sit there and wait and wait. It's important for you to get started and take action. And actually, the things I'm going to talk about today is what you need. First of all, before I begin, if you do not have a passport, please make sure you start acquiring a passport. So by the time you're ready to submit these applications, or you are lucky enough or blessed enough to be picked for Canadian permanent residency, you have everything in check. For more information, come here, janetrangi.com. For consultation, usually we have the Pulse package, or you can simply write to us, janetrangi67@gmail.com, because some of you have a general question, one or two sentences you want me to respond, I will do that. Okay, not paragraphs, 1 to 2 sentences. You can tell if you need a consultation, you go to janetrangi.com, schedule a consultation. If you have any questions, please write to us, not in paragraphs, okay, but sentences, 1, 2 to 3 sentences, brief to the point. Okay, all right, let us get started. For you to enter the Canadian permanent residency, the express entry, basically, I spoke about it yesterday. If you didn't watch that video, go down to my videos and have a look. I went roughly to just explain what the express entry is, which is a point system. Anyone can join. You just have to look at your qualifications. So what are the things they are looking at? Number one, they are looking at your education. Number two, they are looking at your job experience. And number three, they are looking at your English proficiency or French proficiency. Then there are other requirements such as police reports, security. Of course, they're going to look at that. Then medical reports are not needed in the initial application. And this year, they're not going to care about job offers in Canada. Okay, so let us start with now what you need in terms of education. Okay, so as I said, the express entry is based on a point system. So let's say you have a diploma, points. You have a higher diploma, you enter your diploma plus a higher diploma, more points. You have a bachelor's degree, bigger points. You have a master's, bigger points. PhD, ultimate points. Okay, so that is how it's going to work. So after you gather all your documents, the conclusion we have in the end will be you start to create a profile. You don't create a profile when you don't have any of these requirements, because you only have 60 days after you create the profile. And I'll come to you and show you where to create the profile. Today's video is just about the preparation, which I've already mentioned. You need your passport. If it has expired or nearing expiry, this is the time to renew the passport. Now, for us to talk about the English requirements, some of you know about the IELTS, but let us go into details about this, okay? It's not just the IELTS. It's not just about the IELTS. There are other English tests that I want you to look at, but I will tell you that IELTS is usually the most common. So let me share with you the screen, because we are doing research together. We are going one-on-one, me with you. So you don't say, I don't know how to find it. Or Janet, send me that link, or teach me how to. I'm teaching here. I love you, I love you, I love you. I am teaching here. Okay? All right, so let's go here. I'm going to share the screen with you. And this is going to be about the different kinds of English proficiency, okay, tests. Okay, all right. So let's go here. Let's go here, immigration. Okay, so let us review this together. For Canadian immigration, the main English language tests accepted are IELTS, CELPIP, and PTE core. Okay, now if we come to IELTS, for Canadian immigration, the IELTS general training test is the most relevant. Okay, so some of you, you'll come here and say, I did the academic, which they continue to say the IELTS academic test is generally for academic purposes, like studying at a Canadian university. Okay, but to be eligible for most Canadian immigration programs, you will need a score of CLB 7, which translates to band score of 6.0 in each section. And these are the sections: reading, writing, listening, and speaking of the IELTS. Again, general. So when you go to the IELTS website, I want you to choose the general testing. Okay, so have we discussed enough for you to prepare for permanent residency? Do not go and create a profile. We will do that next time. Let us gather the documents first. Let us have the requirements. And one of the biggest requirements will be the IELTS. IELTS, you can go utilize online forums. You can prepare. Don't just go there blindly. As you can see, we are looking at you getting a very high score of 7 to be competitive, because they are not going to look at who is who. They are just going to look at the numbers. So if you score very well in English proficiency, you are a step ahead of most people. Okay, all right. So let us go back. There's this other test called the CELPIP, which I'm not going to go into the details. Okay, you can go to their website. The CELPIP tests are the leading general English test for immigration, citizenship, and professional designation. Again, that is also an option for you. If that is what you want, do that. And then we also have this PTE core. Okay, don't say you didn't know which other English tests. We've seen the 3 that you can use. But I can tell you, after doing this for a very, very long time, people prefer the IELTS. Okay, and you know, when people prefer this, it takes long. Now you'll tell me, but Janet, how do I know? Okay, how do I know where to test? Okay, so you come and say, Janet, but how do I know where to find the IELTS? It is true. Okay, we are going to look at the website. We are going to look at the website where you'll go and register for IELTS. Again, I'm going step by step. Okay, so let's come here. I'm going to come and share the screen. Let us share the screen. Okay, then we are going to choose IELTS. This is the screen I want to share with you. Ta-da! This is the website. It's called IELTS. Okay, now where to take and book your exam. Some of you, you are listening from wherever country you are from, and I chose Kenya already as an example. There's Kenya here. In Kenya, we have many cities that can offer IELTS. We have Nakuru, okay, we have Nairobi, but let's choose Nairobi, okay, and under Nairobi, they will go and tell you several places that you can go and do. You see, like here, Ujuzi Fasa, Africa, 8th floor, you can go and do that. British Council, Nairobi, on Upper Hill Road, that is an option. Okay, all right, let us go to a country like where? Let us go to our big friends, the giant of Africa. Okay, Nigeria, they are the giants of Africa. If you have any disputes, I can't help you. Okay, that's all I know. We have Kano, we have Abuja. Okay, yeah, British Council, Lagos. Okay, you can go and do your IELTS there. So every country, let us go to their big friends. Ghana, okay, Ghana and Nigeria are big friends. So you can't speak ill about one of the other. They will come for you. Okay, you can choose Accra, right? You can choose Kumasi. You can't say you don't know. So all these things, Tokradi, you center, you can go do what we call the IELTS exam. Let us choose our friends from Zimbabwe. We can go even choose Zimbabwe, right? And then in Zimbabwe, we can Bulawayo. We can go to Harare, and you can see here British Council, Zimbali Gardens, right? Okay, we can even go and choose Zambia, and then we'll come here to Bulawayo, probably, no, sorry, Lusaka or Kitwe, right? We have Kutima Mulilo Road. Oh, that's like Swahili, Mulilo. Okay, British Council in Lusaka, right? Let us choose one country. Maybe let's be fair to South Africa. Okay, let us be fair to South Africa. Although normally they don't care. They are doing very well where they come from. Okay, British Council in Johannesburg, right? Let us choose Uganda just to close down because they might feel bad. How about Uganda, which we choose for you? Yeah, this is where you are going to search. In Kampala, there's only one center. Again, it's the British Council. Okay, so you can clearly see that you can even come here and see how much you come to test takers here. and you'll have everything about what is the IELTS, what it can do for you. You can come to test centers, you can come to trial tests, what to do on the trial test. And after you apply, of course, they will tell you the prices on this website. All the answers will be on the IELTS, and the website is IELTS.org. You can clearly see here. Okay, some of you who say, I don't know, send me as if someone is sitting here there to send you links. No, that is not fair. Or Janet, just do for me. Okay, it's a full-time job, pay for it, okay? But now we are working as if you don't have money. You want to save as much as you want. And that's why Janet is doing this. So you go ahead and now prepare for English proficiency. Again, if you need help with that English proficiency, how to prepare for it, you can come and schedule an appointment. How about that? Okay. All right. So any questions on the IELTS? So we've seen that the first thing you need to know to join or to apply for express entry is the English proficiency. And we've gone to the 3 kinds of exams you can do, but the most popular is IELTS. And I've gone ahead and shown you the website where you need to go and prepare for IELTS. Now, you just don't show up on the day of the exam because I'm in a hurry. The express entry is running away. I need to fill in the profile. No, we are going to really put in the effort, okay? And start to actually book now, but take your time. Take 3 weeks, 4 weeks of intense practice. If you need help, we have teachers that I can provide you to help you with this so that you pass. Again, that is what it takes to succeed in life. You are not going to compete with the world and then you just show up and say, let me just do it. I'm good in English. I will just pass. No, you'll end up with CLB of 5 when everyone else has CLB of 7. And so when you go to complete your profile, you can't compete. And as I said, the profile, don't start unless you have the requirements, because once you start the profile, you have 60 days. And once you submit, they'll be doing rolling, okay, choosing people who have qualified. They'll say, okay, the cut point this year is 480 points. And if you scored 490 points, voila, they will invite you for permanent residency, and then we'll go through the requirements of permanent residency. But for now, we are just preparing for the express entry. We want to enter. Okay, it's just like the green card you guys enter. But this one now is more intense because they are migrating qualified candidates. Okay, all right. So that was just the first requirement, is English proficiency. Now, let us go to the education. You have to prepare. This is the time you need to go to your schools. Okay, you need to go to your schools. You need to start asking teachers how to send documents abroad, how to sign what are the copies and what not. Don't never send original documents. No one is asking you for original documents. Most of these organizations, they want you to mail things directly from the school. And once you go to those organizations, they will guide you. And which are these organizations you want to ask me? So I'm going to just share with you. Okay, for the express entry, these are the organizations you need to do credential evaluation. Write down credential evaluation. What is credential evaluation? They need to look at your education back home and explain to Canada the equivalent of Canadian education. They will interpret your grades, they will interpret your coursework, your transcript, prepare it, and format it into Canadian understandable language, basically. And they will mail it directly to where they want you to mail. Okay, all right. So the most common, we know, if you've been watching for many years, Janet, credential evaluation, we are looking at World Education Services, but that's not just the only one. So let us share again the screen. We are going to share the screen, okay, and show you where you need to go. Okay, Education Credential Canada. Let us share the screen. Yes, these are the designated organizations. This one, we have Comparative Education Service, University of Toronto, School of Continuing Studies. So you can choose to visit this website here and then do what? Go to the services. That's it. You can see here ECA, Education Credential Assessment for general purposes. Okay, you can come here and you'll go ahead and book. Express entry, you can tell. So you can visit this website here and learn more about it. If you want to avoid World Education Services and you think this is faster, it is cheaper, this is up to you. Okay, clearly we've gone to Canada and they've told us the best organizations, not just the best organizations, but they've told us where we need to go. Okay. All right. Did I lose the page? Okay. Not else. I need this. Yeah. Okay. Here we go. Be patient with me. I need to close some of these pages. They are the ones confusing me. Hold on. This is confusing me. Okay. All right. Okay, as I said, this is the website. Okay, this is just one of the exams. Okay, but let us share the correct website. Stop screen. Now let me share with you again. Okay. Okay, because this one I'll close it. Close this one. We've seen that that's just one of the places you can go to apply. Okay, we saw that express entry you need WES, but some of you only know WES. We are done with IELTS. Okay, CELPIP, we are done with that. Okay, that's the job offer. Canada Education Services. I have to show you guys. Canada Credential Evaluation. That's what I'm looking for. Credential Evaluation Services. This time I'm not gonna go all the way to open the pages because that really confused me when I was very prepared. Okay. Okay, here they are. Okay. So I'm gonna share with you the page. Share screen. Okay, educational credential. We're gonna share. Okay, all right. So these are the organizations that you need. Okay, credential, international credential assessment. We have World Education Services. Okay, so there are many, but I like the page I lost. That was a very good page, honestly. I lost it. But anyway, you can go to WES. And then that will be the best one. Okay, World Education Services. And actually, let me just go to World Education Services. Where's World Education Services? Okay. World Education Services. Students and immigration, international. Okay, international credentials. Okay. Immigration. Okay. All right. So let me come here. I'm going to share with you the screen because some of it's very important that you know how these websites look like. So it's better if I share the screen. I've learned that the best way is for me to share with you so you see how they look. Okay. So this is World Education Services. Basically, you are coming here to get an evaluation. You can sign in, you can do whatever you want. Okay. But you want to come to Canada. So you want to make sure you choose something that is relevant to Canada. So you are coming to choose immigration to Canada, looking for Canadian immigration. Okay, that is what you need. And usually you're gonna choose the document by document. Okay, but basically come here and choose this evaluation for Canadian immigration, which is the ECA. Exactly. Okay, and this is where you are coming to apply for ECA. Okay, and then you will follow the instructions. Apply for ECA through the World Education Services. And then they're going to guide you, right? And here are the kinds of applications. This is the one. For immigration purposes, select Educational Credential Assessment, the ECA, application for immigration, refugees, and citizenship to Canada. That is just that easy. So this is what you're coming, and then you start application. I don't have to go to the details of that. Okay. So you need to have credential evaluation. You need to have credential evaluation. Okay. So that's it on that. All right. So what have we learned today? And I'm still going on. The first thing we learned that we need to have English proficiency, and we went through the different kinds of English, and we settled on IELTS, but that is not it. Okay. Then we are going to evaluate our education. Okay. And by the way, when you are evaluating your education, maybe you have a diploma, you have a bachelor's degree, you have a master's degree. You can't evaluate everything. If you have a PhD, only evaluate the PhD. If you have a master's, evaluate the master's. If you have 2 diplomas, maybe you might want to do both. If you want to do everything, fine. Okay. But that's what I will do. But this is just to guide you. This is not final. I'm giving you my opinions, but it is, in the end, it's you doing the application. If you want to do this application, and then now you have everything ready, you can come now to me. We review with you before you submit. Just come to janetrangi.com, book a consultation, the PALS package, or write to us. Then I can book 1 hour. Then we can review. Okay, did you do your IELTS? Okay, or are you about to do your IELTS? Okay, where do you apply? Do you need help with application? No, I've made application already. I've practiced. Do you need help with the practicing? Okay, this is what you do. Okay, no, I don't need help with practicing. I need us to review. So all these things, that consultation has so many reasons why it is there. Because these videos go to thousands, and there's no way I can go and sit with 1,000 people helping each of you. But I do this video so that you can go do your own research. But if you think you need comprehensive help, you need a clear eye to help you this, just book a consultation. I give you 1 hour. We review each case, and I guide you. Do this first, do this second, apply here, then let us come back in 4 weeks. If you want to improve your grades, go here, read here, book this person to help with English, do this, let us come here. You understand? So I'm putting you together. So we have done the English proficiency. We have now done the educational credential, which we call ECA reports. ECA reports, okay? But the most important is your job. Let us come here on the job, okay? This is what we call, what you need to prepare. We call this the job reference letter. Basically, it's like your resume. So you have to have a way to write it, because the immigration officer that will be looking at your work has to look at the resume or look at the reference letter and be able to place you somewhere. And so let me share the screen of that just to give you the main points, in my opinion, what you need. Okay, let us share the screen again. And I'm going to show you this job offer, which they are not going to look at the real job offer, but these are the things when you are writing the letter, the reference letter. You want your employer to write a reference letter for you so that you can apply to Canada. So number 1, the reference letter must be recent. You can't go producing something that was done 10 years ago, okay? Then the writing has to be legible. Of course, you type, okay? It cannot be from the embassy, high commission, or consulate in Canada, okay? Set out details of the job they're offering you, such as your pay, your duties, and the conditions of your employment, like working hours. This is very important. Imagine, for you to qualify, they want you to be maybe working full-time, 40 hours a week. So if you don't put that in the employment letter, you're making it very difficult for the immigration officer. Now, we have something called NOC codes. The employer does not have to tell the immigration officer, yeah, okay, so-and-so was working with Rangi Medical and their NOC code is this. No, they don't need that, okay? They just need you to clearly. So let's say you're applying in express entry as a nurse. You want to go and look at the NOC code for a nurse and look at the duties of a nurse according to the NOC code and make sure it reflects in the letter. Am I making sense? So don't just, oh yes, I went and then my employer wrote for me a letter. That is how they don't pick you. But Janet is teaching you international standards. There is a process. There is a way you have to do these things. Okay? All right. So as I said, it has to be recent. Okay? It has to be from your employer. It has to be from a letterhead. Okay, let me bring my face here because I see this is very important. Let me stop sharing here first. There will be a place where you will have to submit a letter, okay, a reference letter of your employment. That is going to speak volumes in terms of your employment history. That is how you are going to score points. You see, IELTS, if you score a 7, you've scored very highly. Someone that scored 6, poorly, or 5. If you have PhD, more points. Masters, more points. Someone with a diploma, probably less points. If you are like 40 and below, more points. Someone who is 50 and above, less points. But when it comes to employment letter, I want Janet Rangi followers to shine. And I'm telling you, it has to be recent. It has to be on the company letterhead. It cannot be a general letter and then someone is signing and you're busy with affidavits from lawyers. No. If I register my business as Rangi Medical and Dental, that is what is registered, right, in the Business Bureau. They can go and check that there is a company in this country called Rangi Medical and Dental Services. They can check that. Therefore, if you are my employee, I'll write a letter with a company letterhead saying Rangi Medical and Dental Services. If you are a nurse, I will go, and I'm not saying every employer will do this, it's you to guide them. I'll go to canada.ca, look for the code, the NOC code that stands for nursing, and look at the job descriptions for nurses under that NOC code, and try and match to what you're doing, so that when the immigration officer is reading about your work experience, they will be able to know which NOC code and if you qualify. Then they give you more points. If you've done agriculture, go and see what are the NOC codes for agriculture. Well, what are the requirements? If you have business administration, accounting, teaching, what is the NOC code? And what are the job descriptions? Not what you think. I'm teaching you professional writing, not what you think. Yes, what you do, but in conjunction with the description that the Canadians can understand. And that is the detail of a job letter. Very, very important. 3 things we have seen. English proficiency. If it is IELTS or wherever test you choose, it has to be CLB around 7 for you to be competitive and above. Okay? If it comes to credential evaluation, make sure you choose the general, not academic. And I've shown you the centers where you can find the registration. You need to pay. You will check on the website. I think it used to be $225. I don't know. It's your responsibility. I've shown you the websites. Go there, start creating an account, register for the IELTS exam or wherever English exam or French exam you choose. Then you need to start going to the WES, Credential Evaluation Services, any of them, University of Toronto, okay, WES, World Education Services, whichever one you choose, the cheapest for you, the quickest for you, wherever your preference is, so long as Canada says it's okay, and I've given you examples of what Canada says is okay. Pick that, go and register. They will tell you, okay, we need you to bring your things from University of Zimbabwe, University of Accra, University of Abidjan. We need this, or Ibadan, we need this from the University of Nairobi. Okay, we need that university to send us your transcripts and your degree directly in a sealed envelope. Again, do not give your documents. Do not give your original documents, only copies, and they cannot come from you. Most of these organizations want the information sent directly from your schools. And they know these schools, they've been doing this for many years, so they are very aware of this. You cannot fake, you cannot do anything. Please, everything we are saying here is straightforward. Now, after you finish English requirements, okay, you have finished a credential evaluation. And now I've just told you about the job offer or the job reference letter and how it should look like. You need to start preparing. Any country you have lived within more than 6 months, and I think within the last 5 years, I'm not sure, you will need to produce a police report. Okay, you will need to produce a police report. You cannot get away with this one. So make sure your character is stellar. Okay? Don't do things that will make you end up with a criminal record. That one is a no-no. Okay? Make sure that you are aware of that and prepare money for that. Okay? Now, You might need, or you will need eventually, a medical report, but we are not there yet. You will need bank statements. And let me go to the job offer letter again. I almost forgot. When it comes to the job letter, reference letter, for you to score points, this is where people go wrong when they are making these applications. For you to score points, okay, make sure that you produce a bank statement. If you produce a bank statement from ABSA and you're getting money from Rangi Medical and Dental, and they can see each month you're receiving 90,000 Kenya shillings, or each month you're receiving 1,500 US dollars, and they see it's consistent from the same employer for 5 years, for 2 years, that is how they trust your bank statements. Do you see? Now, are you understanding why some people get denied things and some get? It's because you think people are not smart enough to read a bank statement. I have a job, and if I've been working at the same job for many, many years, but if I go to my bank, whether I change banks or it's the same bank, and print the bank statement, they'll be able to see that every 2 weeks, a salary has been coming from this employer of almost the same amount. They don't mind. Maybe there are deductions, maybe those healthcare deduction, those something. So it can't be exactly the same. But roughly, that is what it has been. So there's consistency in terms of salaries. If your employer does not give you pay slips, you can use a bank statement. If your employer pays you cash or other means, like M-Pesa or mobile money, again, that is tricky, but I will make sure I print those receipts, make sure it's consistent, and it's coming from the same phone number every time, or the same person every time. This is how you show consistency. You might think that these things, oh, let me just pray for luck, pray. No, you pray so that you have good health. You pray so that you're able to get your passport on time. You pray that God may have your traveling mercies. You cannot pray about a fake bank statement. I had my uncle, and my uncle added some money there, and my auntie added some money there, and then it made up in my bank account, and now it is swollen, as if me, as the immigration officer, I am foolish with a low IQ. No, I am not with low IQ. Okay, I am smart to see. Okay, if I know you've been having the same employer, the money will come consistently. So that is another way for you to back up your job experience. Not only are you giving them an offer letter on a letterhead from an employer, but you're able to back it up with a bank statement showing it's not even about the balance. You're showing consistency. For the last 2 years, for the last 5 years, this has been the same employer. This has been my duties according to this NOC code. You don't have to tell them that, but you need to be aware. I want you after this to think of your profession. If you're an accountant, if you're in fisheries, if you're in catering, go and see what is your NOC code and go and do investigations. What are the functions according to the NOC Canada? And you should be able to tailor your employment letter to look something similar, not plagiarism. Never, ever, ever copy things directly from AI or Google, but customize to the truth of your job, but to speak the language of that NOC code. So if I'm seeing myself as an immigration officer, I can say, yeah, this person is an accountant. And based on what I'm seeing here, I'm going to assign this NOC code and I'm going to give this person the maximum number of points. 5 years, max points. 2 years, you might not score as well as someone who is 5 years. The other factors that will help you have more points. Long time now, I have to do more research about this. But those days, if you had a relative in Canada, more points. If you have a job offer from Canada, those days, more points. But now you can see clearly, if you do a good job, okay, you've gathered all these things. You have prepared for the English. You have paid for it. You have sat for IELTS. Now you have CLB 7 and above. Okay, you have gone to credential evaluation, World Education Services, University of Toronto, wherever you chose. You have evaluated your documents. Now the report is ready. Okay, we put it there. We have gone to an employer. They've written an employment letter. We've stated the current situation that we are still working here, or we worked there. Now we are here. This is the job description closest to the NOC code on a company letterhead. Back it up on how they've been paying you. We have gone to the police. Don't go to the police report too early, but also go early if you think they will delay you. Because if you do now, and then you go for permanent residency, and it's all because most police reports, they will not say 1 year. They want to see your character every 6 months. So you might have to do another police report. So it's up to you to weigh when to go get the police report. Okay? Once you have these documents ready, now Janet will come, and then we'll come. The next video, we are going to discuss about how to create a profile in Express Entry. Okay? Now, many of you, I will tell you right now, okay, if you need help, okay, come when you're ready to submit, or if you're having any issues on all these processes that I've been explaining, do not go anywhere else. Do not be lied with any other man on the internet. JanetRangi.com, the PALS package is there. Hi, Janet, I don't know if it is you. I don't know if it is JanetRangi.com. JanetRangi67@gmail.com. If you cannot mention this Rangi here, you don't deserve Express Entry. If you come to me saying, Janet, there's someone out there who is copying you, and you cannot read the screen clearly, my email, do you think you deserve to go to Canada? No. You have 2 years or 3 years to learn. But all the smart ones have to be able to read my email. This is kindergarten things. So do not come to me with information about other people. Just focus on us. And it's coming from the horse's mouth. I am a married woman. Don't come calling me at midnight. Janet, I want to prove on the video that it is you. Surely. No. Horse's mouth. JanetRangi.com, the PALS package, or JanetRangi67@gmail.com. If you have 1 or 2 sentences you want to ask, how about that? I'll be able to answer 1 to 2 sentences, but I cannot have 1,000 emails and each has a booklet. I love you, I love you, I love you. Okay, that is why everyone goes to work and gets paid. It's the same thing. Okay, knowledge is power. Knowledge is power. What are some of the things you are going to come for help? You want to set up the Express Entry, and some of these things look very complicated for you, and you need guidance. You need guidance on how to write a reference letter. You need guidance on how to make applications. You need on English on credential evaluations. You need guidance on how to pass the IELTS. Then you see, now those are pointed things. You don't come to Janet, please help me, my mom was poor. Surely. And Janet is giving you world-class information for you to do everything for you here. Okay, I love you, I love you, I love you. Okay, thank you so much for coming. Okay, the previous video, we covered Express Entry, roughly what it is. Today, we have covered the things we need to prepare before we set up the profile. Okay, if you are a French speaker, sorry, you might have to interpret this video, but your scores will be very low. If Express Entry for English speakers is 450 cut point, yours is more likely to be only 320. So if you are French speaking, your chances of going to Canada are very high compared to the general population. Merci beaucoup. Asanteni sana. Muchas gracias. Zikomo. I will see you in the next video. Listen, rewind, take notes, take action. Okay, and we will see you in Canada very soon. Okay, see you guys. Bye-bye.